Sir, come on in. Good afternoon. Welcome. Welcome. How y'all doing today? Good. Okay. So good. Thank you. So this is long life of this service. This presentation become love. This is the art of self-elevation. We're going to deal with loving self first and foremost, and really understanding that dynamic. We're going to do some exercises too. We're going to start out with some stretching. Then we're going to get into a brief discussion. Then we're going to get into the actual energy cultivating exercises that are going to lead us to like how we can really cultivate love from a dynamic standpoint of human energy. So it's a mind, spirit, soul, body alignment. So we're going to get into that. Long life holistic services. And so we're about 7 months old startup. We're intent on really presenting information and exercises that are intent on aligning the spirit, soul, and body for just holistic health. So that's what we are intent on doing. So what I always like starting doing is like break ice, just go around the room, introduce yourself, what brought you here, and then we'll get into some exercises, and then we'll get into our conversation. So we'll start with the first one.
All of us over here on this side of the room. Hey! Look at Marvita, Oliver, and saw this on Eventbrite, and was really glad it came up as far as the timing, because just looking for ways to get that kind of breathing and mindfulness and being a little bit more deliberate about how I use my
Awesome, thank you.
I am Viola Maxwell, and the thing that brought me here was the event in Georgia, that country developed, and but the word elevation is what attracted me. Hey everyone, I'm Laura. I have always tried to learn about health issues and raise my level of awareness. So I thought this would be a good place to do that. Right. and meet other people that feel pretty nice.
You want to introduce yourself? So we're going to go ahead and start with a little stretching. It's going to be very subtle, so we're going to get on our feet. We're going to start from the top and go all the way to the bottom and work back up. So you want to start out. Posture is everything with Tai Chi and Chi Gung. You want your knees relaxed. You don't want them locked out, but you want them just generally bent, just subtly bent. Okay? The shoulders are relaxed. You want your chin slightly tucked in, your spine, your posture fully erect, because that's your whole source of energy. The spinal cord is your power cord. So the way that you really access that central nervous system is by allowing it to be fully extended. You just want to clearly tuck your chin and allow that to be fully extended. Okay? So from here, what we're going to do is we're going to like drop our head down. We're going to exhale down, and we're going to inhale, rotate your leg to the back, right? Inhale back, so do 5 rotations, nice and slow. Inhale down, exhale back. Roll your neck, nice and slow. 3. Down, exhale, inhale back. 1 more. Switch directions now. I'm going to my left, so to your opposite direction. Go back, inhale. Exhale back. Try to marry your breath with your movement. 3. So now what we're going to do is squeeze your shoulder blades back. Roll them up and forward. Inhaling as you come up. Exhale when you go down. Inhale up. Squeeze the shoulder blades back. Roll them use your chest forward, going up and then back. Inhale as you come up, exhale as you go back. Relax. Everything is about relaxation. Good. Good. So you take your hand here, you just turn your torso. Inhale to your right, and exhale to your left. Right. Put your hands out to the side, make some small circles. And imagine that you're scooping energy or water up, and then you're releasing. Inhale up. Go the opposite direction. Up and then jump out. Scoop. Here, what you want to do? Come to your right, start with your right. Come to your right this way. You're going to just back on a pendulum. Right? Just let your arms flow free. Inhale to your right, exhale to your left. Use your torso as the focus. Your torso is what really controls your arms. Okay, so you're turning your torso more than your arms. Okay? Your arms is just the expression of it. Next here, we're going to come all the way up, all the way over and down. Just let your arms drop free. You're going to come up, so you're turning your torso. So the key, really what you're doing is you're just doing this here, right? You're just turning your here. But your arm is just the expression of that. Okay? Good. There you go. Nice and easy. Inhale up, and exhale down. Let your arms fall. One more. Let's go the opposite direction. You're going to go to the left. Up. One more. Good. Hands on your hips now. You want to rotate your hips. So you inhale to the front, exhale to the back. See if you get the rotation of the hips, right? So if you turn, the hips coming forward, back. But you still want to keep the alignment. Your body, the whole thing with the exercise you're going to do is really dealing with alignment. So your neck is like, it's on an axis. You think of your neck on that axis, and your hips is just rotating. So you inhale to the front, exhale to the back. You want to get a good, probably shoulder width. Okay, good shoulder width. One more with this direction. The other side, inhale to the front, exhale to the back. So I turn that down from the front. More. Here, what we want to do is heel raising, toe raising. So all you want to do is come up with your heel. Inhale up, exhale down. Step out with the right foot, good front stretch. Back leg is straight, front leg is stiff. So now, you think of this as the yin and the yang. Okay? The balance. This is coming from what they call a Taoist tradition. So, it's a full, light, dark, right, left, male, female. So you always want to work on balance. Love is really going to be based on balance. especially because this is a martial arts still at the same time. If you're on this here, somebody hits you with it, you're down. The key is to just keep your hips square. This is a front thing. This is like a front thing for martial arts. So do the martial arts thing. We're focusing on the meditating.
Where should you feel the stress?
If you want the back straight, straight. Side now. Step back. Then to the left. This way again here. Back is straight. Feel it. Right.
I've been on this side, I didn't feel it on the other side. So maybe one side has a better range of motion.
Try to get that depth on the, terms of stretch. So when you're stretching off the back.
Same thing with the neck, too, when I was rotating the neck, I felt more of a stretch in certain areas.
I saw that there is there's some like asymmetrical kind of the right side. This side is up.
For me, I mean, everyone has a dominant with their body, like they're right-handed or left-handed. But I mean, if you rotate your neck, I mean, certain areas that have better range of motion.
You all may want to use the chair for this if you feel like you want to get our posture set down. So if you want to put the chair in front and grab it, you're going to grab our right foot, quad stretch. So if you want to use that, just grab your right foot. I'll bring my knee up first, and then I'll pull it back. Right foot. So you just want to pull it towards your butt up. Get a good stretch in your quad.
Yeah. Maybe just everyday walking, that muscle can get tight.
Right. Put your leg down. You're going to bring your left knee up first. Grab your ankles in.
I'm curious, are you going into kind of a stretch? I just wonder about age.
You're going to feel it, yes, ma'am.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, ma'am. So now we're going to get the feet together. We come up the chair now. Our feet are going to be together. We're going to put our hands together here. We're going to do some quad and some hamstring stretch. Here, you're going to bring your hands in. You're going to go down. So try to keep your legs straight as possible. Go down only as far as you're comfortable. Don't go where it's extended. Then you're going to come up and inhale up. Extend it out. So if you do it, this is what you're going to do, right? You're going to go down, exhale down, inhale up. Nice and smooth. Down, inhale up. Down. Find your comfort level. Don't go beyond your comfort level right now. This is build up. Okay? There you go. Good range of motion. One more. Now what we're going to do, keep your arms out, you're going to go down. You're going to come up, tracing your body. Good. Good. Out, exhale. Up. Great. One more. Here, your hands are going to go all the way over your head. You're going to squat down as far as you're comfortable. Exhale down. You already know what to do. This is a lotus flower. Lotus goes underwater, right? Daytime, it comes out. Over the flower. Try to keep your back straight.
Go to the coffee center. Loaded stand.
One more. That's just the stretch. We open up with the stretch, get our bodies flowing, get our mind working. Okay, we're going to get into a little conversation. Okay, about become love. This is what you ought to have a seat to get comfortable. And this is where we're going to really get into the meat and potatoes of actually the idea of what love is. Okay, and so the first thing I want to get to what the purpose of this workshop is. Basically, right now, to present participants with proven paradigms of love for self first, and then love for others. We're going to base everything on the premise that the desire to receive is balanced and activated by the desire to give. Okay, so to receive love, the idea is then to extend it. It's balanced and activated. This is based on the love for other and for self, which establishes other relationships in which we find ourselves engaged. So in addition to that, we're going to also learn some effective breathing techniques, some positive affirmations, and dynamic exercises that will allow for them to center and focus their mind and heart in the spirit of love for the empowerment of their being in order to dynamically give and receive love. Okay, any questions with that, thoughts? Yeah.
Very well written out. Like you said, you were presenting it.
Awesome. Our ancient ancestors said, know thyself, okay? And the whole basis, I want to go to the underline. O man and woman, of course, know thyself, and thou shalt know the universe. I'm a monotheist, and the God. Okay? Because self, as we talked about earlier, everything comes back to self. When we understand the pattern and paradigm of self, everything in the universe is designed like our body is. The image and likeness of the Creator is like, because we are that pattern, we are that paradigm in essence. Okay? When we understand our makeup, we understand our constitution, we understand how we function. All this will then relate to the universe. Everything in the universe is present in us. The elements, everything. Okay? When we learn how to take care of that and to properly order it and allow it to function right, then it just brings all the order of creation together. It brings that oneness about, right? So know thyself, and you shall know the universe and the Creator. Okay? Michael Jackson, he said the foundation of all human knowledge, the beginning of human consciousness, must be that each and every one of us is an object of love. He says before you know if you have red or brown hair, before you know if you're black or white, before you know what religion you are part of, you have to know that you're loved. That's the center of everything. Is knowing that you're loved. From there, that nourishes you. It brings you life. And then everyone you encounter will receive that life that you're nourished from. So we're a part of a whole dynamic and construct. And we have to all understand that everyone is fueled and fed off the power of what? Love. Definitely.
It's not.
So I'm biblically based, personally, not to evangelize, but the principle of what is being said in this particular passage. The idea, right? The idea. As he was, doing a lot of healing, he was challenged, the Messiah. And so they asked him, what's the greatest command in the law? What's the greatest command in the Torah? He says, you shall love those four little squiggly or Hebrew letters, Yahweh, your Elohim with all your heart and with all your being and with all your mind. This is the first and great command. And the second is like it. Love your neighbor as yourself. That's the whole fulfillment of the law and the prophets. That fulfills everything. Love is the fulfillment of the law. Okay? And you all please feel free to share any ideas or thoughts you may have. Although I'm not here to pontificate, let's exchange the images. Any ideas you may have. Yes, sir. Yeah. The first, that's actually from the Shema, from Deuteronomy 6:4. Deuteronomy 6:5 actually. You shall love.
Different versions. Like I remember because I think in another version of the Bible, it's a man talking to a lawyer, and then the lawyer says, "What are the laws?" He's asking Jesus.
Right.
What are the laws, man?
What do I do with that?
Because he's a lawyer, and that's how they think.
Right.
And Jesus is like, law is to love your neighbor as yourself.
Right.
And he's like, well, define neighbor, because that's what lawyers think. Define this, define neighbor.
Right.
So it's not something you define. It's something you do.
It's an action.
Yeah.
It's an action. And that's huge. You say that because a lot of times people think love is like a speed. It's a principle. It's an action. It's a dynamic movement that we have to embody and become.
You're making a neighbor more of a verb.
Well, neighbor is a sense. And that's where the legalese can come into.
Yeah, there's different versions of the Bible.
Right.
There's different conversation between lawyers and Jesus.
Well, that's why I think he used the Good Samaritan as a principle in that. Where the Good Samaritan was the individual who had the capacity to love the individual who we saw who was threatened, who was hurt. Right.
Yeah, he felt
because there was a Levite and another priest that walked by, and they just ignored the individual. And Dr. King said, we have to have a reckless sense of I forgot what he used the word, but we have to have a reckless sense of wanting to help other people. If we just focus on ourselves, because he said that's what they were pretty much concerned about, like what's going to happen to me? Am I going to end up like this individual here? Because they didn't know that road was pretty much set up to sabotage.
Right.
And so, yeah, you have to have, and love is selfless, it's sacrificial, it's giving. Everybody quotes John 3:16. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son, but the operative word is that he gave. He gave of himself, right? And it's the same thing here, because this is something that you have to give in order to really receive. In the sense that, to love the Creator, you have to give your obedience and your loyalty to the Creator, right? You have to give for your neighbor. You have to give them your heart, in the sense that you're concerned for their well-being, and you're going to give them what is necessary for their well-being. So this is the key thing. Now the question is, how do you become love? This is the open-ended question. How do you become love? By practice. You think of someone, right? Oh, right here. Exactly.
Well, I think that sympathy, not sympathy. Sympathy is sorry for people, but empathy, remember when Bill Clinton said, "I feel your pain"?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you can tell it's the truth, but the point is that empathy is, again, it's not feeling sorry for people, but it's under, empathy.
Right.
Yeah, I mean,
right.
You can understand, relate, connect with them.
Undeniably. That's so important. Right. Sociopath, psychopath. Yeah. What do you think?
Narcissistic.
Narcissist? Yeah. Okay.
They love themselves. They don't care about other people.
In the unhealthy sense. I mean, there is a healthy sense to love yourself. You're like completely obsessed with yourself.
Well, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
They love themselves. They don't care about other people.
I wouldn't even consider that love then. They're obsessed with themselves, That's like an obsession.
That's why they're called narcissists.
Right. The narcissist was
Because they
someone.
focus on themselves, not on the bigger picture.
Right. The mythology behind narcissists. You familiar with the mythology, right? Narcissist went to a pool of water, saw himself in the reflection, and was like, "I am so beautiful."
Oh, yeah.
Right.
They don't care how their behavior affects other people.
Exactly.
They're just very narrowly focused.
Right. And it was him. He was like, "Oh, it's the greatest thing ever." But becoming it, that's a great way to put it. Vanity. It's empty because there's no return in that, really. But I think what you said is imperative because practicing it, like I said, anything like you want to become a doctor, you practice becoming a doctor. You have to learn the principles of what it is to be that particular doctor. Same thing with love. We have to of love may be different than your definition of love, right? Personal. But there's also an objective reality of what love is that transcends personal perspective. And that's something that we can tap into, which is why I believe the quote that we read from Matthew 22 is so important. Because now it universalizes. It levels the playing field for everybody to understand this is love objectively, as opposed to personally subjective, what I understand love to be. Because if I am raised in an environment where abuse is present in my home, but love is understood to be love, that's not love, you know? We have to really learn to understand what love is, principally, and then seek to become it. We have to get a right perspective of what love is all about. I think somebody else wants to come in. So, the most remarkable power in the universe is self-love. Why would you say that? Why would Michael Lance say that? That's the most.
Like when they say you want to go on an airplane, you want to help, but make you put the oxygen on your own thing first. Because if you're going to be able to give somebody something, then you have to know that you're doing yourself that kind of you kind of have like little voices that go on and off in our head that are saying negative things to ourselves.
Right.
And so if we're going to be positive to somebody else, we have to be able to treat ourselves like we're our best friend. You know, like, oh, you did a good job, but I would say to you. But to me, I say, oh man, I didn't do what, you know, and that would be automatic. We've got to be able to say to ourselves, good job. And then when I say it to you, it's even more. It's not, you know, it's not. It's become more because I've given it to myself.
You here for the Become Love Art of Self-Elevation today? I'm sorry. Are you here for Become Love, the Art of Self-Elevation? No, I thought this was for about the Greenwood thing. No, I believe that's the mother groups over there. Okay. Yes, sir.
But you're welcome to stay here.
No. Oh, it's fine. It's great. It's great. You know, but I think what you say is important as well, is that we have to have the capacity for loving self first before we can extend it. And that's in a proper sense, because from there it exudes to all others. You know, it's like it becomes, I hate to use the word, but it makes sense, an infectious reality. Right?
Well, it's contagious. If you see someone else smile, you're more likely to smile. So it is contagious.
Yeah.
Kind of spread.
Right, exactly.
Just spread like and don't be
Right, because people's energy it precedes them. Like you can feel someone's energy when they walk into the room, right? And even you can intuit how they take care of themselves, you know, based on the energy that is exuded. And so if someone comes in who is full of life and full of love, that's gonna, you know, spread light. Hopefully, I think.
But you have to be
Right. Exactly. Have you all seen that movie, A Wrinkle in Time? Oh my goodness. Have you seen that movie?
I don't know if I have, not recently.
Yeah.
Oh, I heard about it.
Oh, no, it can't. I saw it after I took the stuff. Really. No, I just wanted you to see the movie, too. But that movie speaks so profoundly about the frequency of love and how it's the portal. Yes. Like everything is frequency. Everything is vibrating. This chair is vibrating. Right? It's just at a very dense, low level. We vibrate.
In fact, I've heard that, I don't know, that they have said that that's why things are different colors, they have different levels of energy. I don't know if that's true or not, but people assume that, yeah, that's orange, or that's a chair, and you know what I mean? And they don't understand that, it's kind of like our perception of gravity and energy, and
Yeah.
I'm not a scientist, but I heard something. Yeah.
undeniably, atoms, molecules,
all
everything.
this energy.
It's all vibrating.
But it has, everything has different frequencies.
Right.
And so
Very much so.
it looks different,
I mean, a rock is vibrating. It should have its own level of resonance, right? But I mean, from everything from the gaseous elements to the solids, they all vibrate all the time, consistent, right? And so when we have that frequency of love within us, which is what Aretha Tom is talking about, that's what opens the portals to life. Life, the pure expression of life. But this is the most remarkable power in the universe, which is self-love, because, I mean, again, if we understand that we're all connected, right, then we become contagious in our expression of love, starting with ourselves, and it just spreads. That's the idea. It's like light. Light has shined in the darkness, and the darkness has never overcome it, it says, right? Because that power is that remarkable. That's something that we can really
philosophy, but it also has a lot of biblical routes. So you were talking about, narcissistic people that focus on themselves and not the whole picture. And when you were talking about abusive homes, and so people that can't empathize with others, because usually, and this, like I said, this is biblically based. Like if you're when people don't have empathy for others, it's because they can't see themselves in that situation. So they say, not me, that's not me. So say you see a poor man on the corner and he's begging for food, and you ignore him or you say something obscene and rude, and because your attitude is, that's not me. Or does that make sense? That's not me. That's nothing like me. And so, and it's biblically based too, and that's why I guess it's people hit each other. If you mentioned domestic abuse, I'm thinking if a man is abusive to his wife, he's saying, not me. It's not part of my flesh. And instead, if you see yourself as one, the Bible talks about it in a relationship, husband and wife. You are one. You are one. You're a team. And so if you're abusive to your wife, then your attitude is not me. That's not me. And it's the same in society. When you don't have empathy for others, again, it's that same attitude. That's not me. They don't get it. They don't have empathy. And so that's sometimes I guess why we don't treat people with love. And but I thought it was interesting because I heard that I've heard it in different contexts, but it's having that attitude like that's not me. And it's like no, like I said, we're all connected. What?
Or they think that we're.
It's the same thing. Same thing.
That's what I'm saying.
Same thing.
It's not me now, it's not gonna be.
They're like, that's not me.
I'm never gonna be that person.
They don't see themselves as connected, like what you were saying, we're all connected. Yeah.
So you think of these two incidents that come to my mind on that note in Tennessee, was that Tennessee, Memphis? No, I forgot where it was. The two people that were shot in the grocery store and then the synagogue, Kentucky. Jefferson, okay, and then the synagogue yesterday.
And that was in,
Pennsylvania. Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And so for someone to have the capacity to do that, they're so disconnected from life. And this is like with hate, whether it be based on the color of someone's skin, the gender of someone, even someone's choice to live a certain lifestyle. And I'm not promoting anything of that nature, but what I'm saying is we have to understand that humanity is humanity, right?
All unique individuals.
Very different, very
I
diverse.
just want everyone to be cookie cutter.
But the capacity to love will bring people to the light to really deal with and wrestle with the struggles that we have in life.
6 degrees of separation.
Very much so. Very much so. I mean, we all have the same blood. I mean, maybe different types, but we bleed. We breathe the same air. We require the same substance to nourish our body. And so the more we understand that and understand that love is the ultimate nourishment, the ultimate stream of the flow for our bodies and everything, then it allows us to understand that we all should not only receive it, but give. It only makes sense. It's a logical progression.
That peak task 50, does that have any significance? It's in the lower right-hand corner.
Oh, let's go back. I think it's just the source of it, where it came from.
Oh, I see.
Yes,
That's
ma'am.
the website.
Or the group who actually, Michael Lance may be a part of this here.
Okay.
It's just a meme. I saw the meme. I saw like the meme really just stuck out to me. What it was saying. It was the person who had the quote. So the next quote says, "It's not selfish to love yourself, to take care of yourself, and to make your happiness a priority. It's necessary or a necessity, Mandy Hell would say." And I think that there's a balance.
It's not luxury, it's a necessity.
It's a necessity, because again, starting with self, that's what everything comes back to first and foremost, right? But there has to be a balance to it, to the degree where you're not extending that to others. If it's all focused on you, that's where the narcissism comes into. It's all about me, all about me. And that's the society we're living in.
You look at the big picture, the whole day, the situation.
Right. Because everything is about like iPhones and, iPads. It's all about
Yeah, what you just
me.
said, it all starts with the letter I.
Right.
I didn't even think of that until you said it now. You're like, it's all about iPhones,
Right.
iPads.
But in our society, everything is focused around the individual. The collective is really not emphasized as much. I hate to say it, but capitalism breeds that. It really does. It really, really does. Where it's privatized, ownership.
Right.
I mean,
Who got the most toys?
right. And these things, they breed competition. Competition does not breed love. Competitiveness is like the opposite of that. Because now, if you have someone who's considered an adversary, and we know that they are adversarial spirits, but if we know that someone is considered an adversary and they may just be trying to survive and, make ends meet, you're going to treat them like an enemy, though. You're not going to have the capacity to have compassion and love for this individual who may need more assistance than the next person. Right? And the beloved community is set up, again, going to like a biblical principle, but even if you look at just more like dynamics where we understand that, the collective is only going to be as strong as the weakest link. Right? And so if we're going to assist, not enable, but assist and empower other individuals to rise up and become their fullest potential, which is what a government is supposed to do, I understand. So individuals can love themselves, to protect themselves. Like, we're going to provide the environment so that they can love themselves and love what they do and love one another. And so this is the foundation of it, though, to take care of yourself first and foremost. Make your happiness your priority. And I would even substitute joy, because happiness, I understand, is circumstantial, right? I can wake up and be happy. Something happens, I get a phone call, I'm sad. But if you have joy, joy is going to resonate regardless.
I guess so. It's like, obviously you're gonna have a different demeanor if you're at a funeral than if you're at a birthday party, for example. So that's normal and appropriate. Right. But joy is just having a good attitude regardless of what gets thrown in your path. Right. Just having a positive attitude.
Perspective. Your perspective is going to be really balanced by the attitude of joy that's present. Right?
Well, like Job had a gift of joy. He kept a good attitude. He didn't get discouraged. So
right.
Again, it's not necessarily being happy, but
right.
Joy and happiness aren't exactly the same.
Not exactly.
Joy is just having a
I think happiness is more an emotion. Happiness is an emotional disposition, whereas joy is a mind state. I would argue that.
What this made me think about was when you're coming up, sometimes children don't get love.
Mm-hmm.
They're not hugged or something like that. They talk about, what a child needs to know love or to be nurtured or something like that. And I guess at some point though, even if that is the case,
Mm-hmm.
there may
I think your anecdote of the airplane is perfect in that. And they do tell you, put the mask on first for yourself, and then if you have a small little one or an older person, then help them. And that's a perfect anecdote for it, because you can see that if you don't have it for yourself, and you're passing out, and you do have a child that, you know, in need of that assistance, you can't give it because you're passed out now, because the altitude doesn't change for you. You know, now it's 2 tragedies, you know? So, yeah, and that is a priority. So I found this funny. Relationship status: committed to inner peace, expansion, gratitude, and self-love. Right? And that can be whether you're single, divorced, married, or whatever. This is what your status should always be. It doesn't matter what if you're with someone or not. This is what I would suggest that our whole status should be established upon. Committed to inner peace, expansion, gratitude, and self-love. And what's so dynamic about this? Life itself, I'm going to take this expansion. Life is contraction and expansion. You just look at our heart contracts and expands. You think of giving birth as women, you contract and you expand. Right? Everything is contraction and expansion. That's life. Repulsion, attraction. Expansion and contraction. Everything is based on this, the balance, the yin-yang that we were talking about earlier. And it's just finding the harmony and the rhythm and the flow of this that allows for love to truly come about. That's the balance of it. Okay? Because in order, and sometimes, like, you know, you get in an argument with your significant other, you have to contract. Give me a moment. let me gather myself, find my inner peace.
Well, you don't want to join the chaos, so you're like, okay, when you feel better, let me know. Maybe we can have a civil conversation.
Exactly, because a lot of times we're dealing with internal turmoil already before we're even dealing with someone else. So they may say something that just triggers it. Boom! Now the whole keg done exploded. You know? So you have to find a way to resolve your inner peace or your inner conflict to have your inner peace. Because if you're giving someone the power to determine your disposition, you have no power. Right? And so we have to resolve that within first and foremost. And then that's the expansion. That's what the self-love does. I expand. Right? And gratitude. Give thanks. Give thanks for what even little we may have. Give thanks.
Having a positive attitude, focusing on what you do have and on what you don't.
Exactly. Exactly. So your relationship with yourself sets the tone for every other relationship that you have. Y'all find that to be true? That's crucial. Because how you perceive yourself and how you treat yourself is how you're going to treat others. If you don't have love for yourself, there's no way you can love someone else. So I think I'm going to say the African American community, the extreme violence, well, really any community where there's violence and there's just, crime. It's because there's a lack of self-respect and self-love, first and foremost. Even in a survival mode, right? Even if you're relegated to a survival mode and you're honestly conditioned to live a certain way, you don't have to fall victim to it. Because Tupac Shakur had a poem called "The Road That Grew Through the Concrete," and despite the environment that it was, in, it still managed to blossom. Because it took care of itself. It nourished itself. It allowed itself to find a source of water underneath and then to crack through the concrete and find the light. And that's what it's about. But in the environment, so you can either be a victim of your environment, right? Or you can overcome your environment based on your love for self and the relationship that you have for yourself. And it can be a great challenge. And a lot of times we may have to go through great pain and great lessons to get to that place where you love and appreciate yourself enough to give that, to others. Because a lot of times people don't know how to give anything but, venom to others because that's just who they are. Because they don't have that love for themselves. And their relationship with themselves, their self-image and their self-worth and their self-value is in the basement.
How do you get that message across to bullies? Like, say,
like over there beating up. Anyway.
But you could.
The principle of it, right.
Right.
What's the
So
principle?
how can you,
Intimidating other people. I've always thought bullies that
But bullies are just
bullies are cowards.
very much so.
People
They love themselves. They're usually being
Bravado
bullied or
doesn't
mistreated
equal-
somewhere too.
bravado doesn't equal courage.
Right. So I saw on Facebook,
and it's made the national news.
right, I've
as
seen
well.
it.
Yeah.
On Facebook there was a father who took the young boy who was bullying his son,
Yeah.
took him shopping because come to find out the boy was getting bullied by his classmates about his clothes. So he had to find a scapegoat now to take his aggressions and frustrations out. It didn't happen to be this young man's son, right? And so the young man the father of the young man who was getting bullied took him shopping to get him new clothes. Changed the whole dynamic.
Yeah, I think people don't realize that people who bully others actually feel very insecure.
Oh, you're
So
right.
that makes them feel powerful when they bully others. And they never pick on anyone the same size. That's the whole dynamic.
Right.
It's like the David and Goliath. They're always picking on someone that they perceive to be weaker than them.
Right.
And because it makes them feel powerful.
Right.
And they are insecure. And so they need that to feel okay with themselves.
It's an
Sad.
overcompensation.
It's very sad.
But again, you can't deal with kids the same way you deal with adults. You know what I'm saying? How do you get through the kids?
I mean, that's just
Their
a
parents
challenge.
gotta start at home.
That's the challenge, and it has to be a community effort. It has to be, well, even like the school has to find someone that can identify with that child. I think it comes down to identification, and really taking the time to build a relationship. Everything is established in a relationship. The relationship you have with yourself sets the tone for every other relationship you will have, right? So, really asking that child what's going on, and there'll be some protection in there first. I'm not gonna tell you what I'm going through because this is just my struggle. Right?
That's vulnerable.
Exactly. You have to make that child vulnerable enough to open up. You know, because it's like the lotus flower again. It's in the dark, and it stays in the dark. No one's ever gonna know what's really going on with that. But once that child is brought to the light, this is my issue, and it's exposed, and that child is gonna really have to like start to release some of that anger, that frustration. They have to find a better outlet. There has to be a better outlet. Right. And it's all about outlets and rechanneling that energy, because that child's energy is welled and pent up in a way that's really spiritually stroking that child out, and it doesn't even know. It's like the most dangerous animal is the wounded animal. It's the same thing with like bullies. They're dangerous because they're wounded. We gotta find a way to, go in and heal them. So in A Wrinkle in Time, it says, your wound is the point where the light shall enter. Right? So it's like somewhere, somehow, someone has to find what the wound is with that particular child who is a bully, and let them know that this is also the point where you can be healed. Because if we find the source of that issue, now we can address it. It's like sickness. Unfortunately, we live in a society where the symptoms are being treated. We're not dealing with the root cause of sickness. Like, why are you sick? I'm just going to address your cause.
Just like what you're saying, if you bully somebody at school, what are they gonna do? Probably get punished or give them detention or something like that.
That's not remedying anything.
And it's not solving the problem. And so, like you said, find someone to, what's the reason you're doing this?
Right.
You know what I mean? How we have to be part of the solution, instead of just looking at the surface.
So if they have like a parent liaison there, ideally that person would know how to really deal with conflict resolution, and
The city of Kansas Health Department has been working, I think, for about the past 5 years or more, treating domestic abuse as a illness.
I can see that. I can
It's a
see
health
that.
problem.
I can see that.
It's treated as a disease.
I can see that.
I don't know where they are on that yet.
Well, that's another example of bullying, but it's in intimate relationship, not kids at school. Things
Right.
But there's a
great
lot of
point.
relationships that you have to kind of watch out.
Yeah, definitely. I'm gonna kind of fly through some of these now because we're getting kind of restricted on time. Loving yourself is the greatest revolution. That's where change really starts with yourself. It's like they say, be the change that you want to see in the world, right? So loving yourself is where that all starts. also found this interesting. Self-love looks like trusting your own process when no one else does, changing your mind to something else better aligns with your path, taking all the time you need to heal a process, and being unapologetic about the things that heal you and make you vibrate higher, right? That's what self-love looks like. Yes, ma'am.
Because when you were talking about the light, something about you said a light can come in after, when you find out the moon, right? Because light is energy and vibration, and even like anger and love, that's energy and vibration too. So when somebody's hurting, if you can find that thing that resonates with the energy that makes them hurt, it will get in. And it's like if you have a guitar and you have a piano and you hit the note, the string, and it's the same chord on the guitar, it'll vibrate. And so it's like that person, if you hit the right note, and it's that note that they needed,
Right.
Then it'll stop them,
Right.
so that they can hear for a minute. And maybe whatever you got to give them, it might penetrate, So it takes like that that right vibration
Right.
to get
Right.
in and make the difference.
Yeah, I know that some schools, they have, some music therapy. In school, they have, the people who make you draw pictures and stuff like that at the same time. Just draw whatever you see right now. And then they interpret it. And they can kind of figure out, this is some deep-seated stuff, that we can have to deal with. So it's about uncovering it, bringing out what's at stake, or really not what's at stake, but what the issue is, so that we can start to understand why this behavior is festering like that. So it's just a matter of bringing out what's in, so we can now start to replace it if there's something else that needs to be replaced. But these 4 principles here are very important in terms of self-love tools that you do. You owe yourself the love that you so freely give to other people. You ever find yourself maybe just overextending yourself to someone, but not really taking time to make sure you're healthy, make sure you're sound, make sure everything you need is provided for you. You may overextend yourself, but you owe yourself that love, because if you don't have it to give, you can't get it. Or you may have overextended yourself, now you're depleted, right? So it's a balance, and that's all I'm saying. Everything is about finding balance and equilibrium, so that your vibration can be at its optimum, at its peak. Because if we're just overextended, now we're just drained, like, oh my goodness, I can't give anything else. Be it a relationship, be it at work, be it anywhere, you have to find your balance, right? And it starts with making sure that you are getting what you need for yourself. And that's how that elevates. And once you get that balance, that's when you can start to increase and elevate. Balance is the foundation for elevation. Okay? Be the love you never received. That's crucial.
That's a good one. Yeah. I never heard that one.
Crucial. Be the love you never received. And that's hard at times, because again, we may not even have a clue what love is.
You may personalize or internalize what other people think of you. So if people have mistreated you, if it was your parents or a bad relationship,
Right.
you may think, if they didn't care about me, I must not be worthy of being cared about. Does that make sense?
No doubt.
Or if that person did love me, so they internalize or personalize that, and it's like, that's about them. The way they treated you, people don't realize it's more about them than about you.
It's very much so.
So
you internalize, unfortunately,
Some people do.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's a matter of really being able. It seems one thing that I had a workshop called Protect Your Energy. We have force fields. We don't even know. Like the earth itself has different atmospheric layers. We have the same thing. They call them auras, though, right? And these are spiritual gifts I believe the Creator gave us. But if we allow our auras to be weak and we don't understand how to really expand our auras, so that what people say may penetrate us, in the Bible they call it the armor of God, right? It's the same thing as this is the armor. It's the spiritual energy that we have that can deflect, right? And redirect and actually, shield us from unwanted energy.
From potential predators,
Undeniable.
negativity.
You have vampire spirits where people who just love to suck your energy.
So funny.
And they just will drain you. After you're done talking to them, you're like, what in the world just happened? Your lightheaded, you're wounded, you know? And so you have to know how to put your force field up, and you have to consciously and intently think about it. I'm going in with my force field. I'm putting my armor on right now. I'm covering myself. And I'm covered in love.
Well, there's toxic people. You know, you're not going to eat toxic foods. Would you eat arsenic or rat poison?
Exactly.
So if you're not going to put poison in your body, why do you want toxic people? It's the same thing.
Exactly.
Sometimes they're in your family. It contaminates.
Very much so. Undeniable.
And then we have Thanksgiving and Christmas coming up. It's like, you know, forced to spend time with their family.
But you can still, you can insulate yourself in love. And you talked about color, right? So we also have chakras, right? Our chakras go from from the infrared to the ultraviolet, right? And the more we think of like purple, like really like the heart level, which is green on up. If you're looking and you're imagining this color green and the light blues and then the lapis lazuli blue and then the ultraviolet, and you're focusing on these colors and you're exuding these colors and projecting these colors to other people, they can have an effect on people.
Really?
Color, yes.
I know when people meditate, sometimes they'll say, picture the color green.
Right. That's
Because
hard.
it's very grounding, it's an earth color.
It's hard.
And green is sometimes, like if you go to spas, they'll have things green.
Right.
It's a peaceful color.
Blue.
And that too, green or
Right.
blue. But green's like the earth and it's,
Right.
whereas if you walk into a room and it's orange,
Right.
I mean, it's not good or bad, but it's around.
It's intense.
And that's why a lot of fast food places have things bright orange because they're trying to stimulate your appetite.
Right.
See,
that's the lower chakra. Like red is the base.
Anyway.
Right?
But no, you're right.
But the colors, believe it or not, color can change. You just imagine your color, surrounding yourself in this color, and then even extending that color to others, it can have a gradual to even a great effect on people. Undeniably. And especially if you're doing it in a sincere energy of love.
Right.
It can change the whole environment. Okay? So be the love you never received.
So we keep going out without blue and green.
Undeniably. Undeniably.
Green, purple,
Right. When I loved myself enough, I began leaving whatever wasn't healthy, the toxic people, right? This meant people's jobs, my own beliefs and habits, anything that kept me small. My judgment called it disloyal. Now I see it as self-loving. Sometimes you gotta love someone from a distance.
Sometimes you do find if you have family members that are abusive or toxic, sometimes you gotta cut them out of your life.
Yeah.
Not because you're trying to be mean, but, you know, it's like the same thing, like you're gonna send me rat poison? No,
Right.
it's unhealthy.
Right. And you can love them still. You can still extend them love. But you may not have that intimate interaction that you had with them at one time. Right? But you still extend them love. Right? Because that's gonna, if you're holding bitterness in you, that's gonna eat you up. That's not gonna allow for your development and your elevation. You gotta let go of those things that are negative.
I like that quote. Who wrote it?
I wish I knew.
I want to write
I
that.
can email.
And when this is over, I'll have to write that down. I didn't want to go to the next
Well, I
slide,
can
but
email you the whole slideshow too.
That'd be cool.
Spiritual poet said, if you keep avoiding self-love, the universe will keep sending you people who also avoid loving you, hoping you get a little food. That's hurtful, right? But that's the reality, because the universe wants things to be balanced. That's what the universe does. It wants to create an equilibrium on Earth. That's why you have these freak natural catastrophes now, because what the universe is doing, or the creation here is doing, is seeking to establish balance on Earth. You know, you want to call it, what they call it, the climate change, what they call it? Global warming. Because it's doing that in order to bring balance back to creation. It's wanting to reestablish the homeostasis of what life is all about, but it's like the more and more you're sending out these gas effects and all the pollutants and stuff like that. Right. The earth is going to find a way to establish itself and balance again. It's going to. Nature does that. That's what nature does. Our body does that. When we have a virus that invades our body, it's going to send out signals to attack and destroy that virus. It is not always pleasant. Our temperature, you have 105 temperature, you need that temperature to cook that virus that is, you know, residing in your body. That's
your body trying to get rid of that.
100%.
Rally the white cells and
Undeniable. The creation does the same thing. Earth is a very organic and living organism. It is very alive. I was telling myself, like, you even think of trees. These trees are alive now. They're responding to the environment. They're going within and dormant because it's like, oh, I don't want to be out in this cold. right. I don't want to be out there. It's too cold for this. I'm going in now, right? And then, oh, this is great.
They're preserving their energy.
Undeniable.
Yeah.
Undeniable. It's balance. It's balance. Yeah, this is a hitter here. If you keep avoiding self-love, the universe will keep sending you people who will also avoid loving you, hoping you get a little clue. That's a good one too. I'm gonna go to the next one.
You know, women that say, why don't you keep using them? Right? Same time, wrong time.
Right.
You know,
Like, get a clue.
why are you talking to me?
So this is crucial. Love is the most healing force in the world. Nothing goes deeper than love. It heals not only the body, not only the mind, but also the soul. Right? Love is that force that brings forth life. Right? And we see it everywhere. I saw a clip, interestingly, where this elephant gave birth to a baby elephant. What do they call baby elephants? You know? A calf is a calf. So it gave birth to a calf. And the mother, was hovering over it, started trumpeting. But here comes all these other elephants. And they're all surrounding this elephant. They're just celebrating this, like, this trumpeting. And they're just around this elephant. And they're just in love. I mean, if animals can love each other like that, that's incredible. Like, we're the crown of creation. And we're up here treating each other like animals. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy.
That's when you say animals in the trunk, and you're like, you treat people like animals, like, there's a contradiction there, but I get it.
It's crazy, though.
Higher.
Good one.
No.
Because dogs are so loyal, and it's hard to displease them.
Cats.
And cats and dogs will be friends.
Yeah,
If
right.
you bring them right.
People.
If you nurture that relationship.
Pigs have a very high IQ. They're smarter than most human beings.
That's crazy.
So the point is that people assume that they're stupid. Oh, they're animals. They don't have emotions. They can't think. No, there's many animals that are not only more emotionally intelligent.
I saw a cow crying in a slaughterhouse. The cow was crying. He was at a slaughterhouse.
Well, I used to be a claims adjuster, and I would get these claims where these guys on the farm would, get kicked by a cow, or they kicked the gate, and the gate would,
Workers' comp or
ran
something.
into them, and then the guys would say something like, oh, I don't know what got into that beef. They're not even calling them cow. What got into the beef? I don't know. They know.
You're abusing the animal.
Right. They can smell.
That's common. That's why I don't eat meat. I'm vegetarian.
Yeah, me too. But they can scent.
Yeah.
And they can smell other animal blood.
They just don't speak English. They don't communicate the same way we do. We speak another language. So people should think of it as they just speak another language.
Right.
Just like there's different countries that speak different languages.
Right.
Animals
are in tune. Like, if you think when there's a natural disaster about to strike, animals are gone.
They're
gone. They know. They're in tune with creation. I mean, to be in tune is like to be in love.
They can sense the vibration in the air. Like, let's go.
They're sensitive to things.
Watch the birds, watch the caterpillars.
Right.
Yeah, birds goes out in the winter.
Undeniable.
They don't want to be in the snow.
But again, love is the most healing force in the world. If we really want to heal, you got to focus on loving yourself first. And that's what's going to that's the catalyst to healing. They didn't spell unconditional, right? But true unconditional love is when the connection between two souls, mind, body, and spirit align in perfect symmetry, not only with each other, but with the universe. That's that attunement. Attunement is everything. You have to be in tune with yourself before you can be in tune with others. Okay? And this isn't even just like intimate relationships, not the romantic relationships. This is just relationships, period. Because everyone on earth truly at heart deserves unconditional love. Right? Everyone deserves to be loved. Because they have life. But so many people are calloused and jaded and corrupted because something removed that love from their life that caused them to not be able to embrace themselves. Dear self, Today and for the rest of my days, I choose to love you, to cherish you, and to accept you just the way you are. Love me.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah, write a love letter to yourself.
Yeah.
And I appreciate you and
Crucial.
things like that.
Crucial. Affirmation. Affirm yourself.
But the best will put it in the format of a letter like that. And I think
Right.
that would be, it's like when you write that to other people, to your
Right.
friends, you send them text messages.
Right.
And it's like, why not send yourself a text message and be like, you know, I mean, I know it's gonna sound weird talking, but no, I think like, you know, you're awesome. Or it's like like you said, it's a positive affirmation.
Affirmations are so important.
I do that, and I sign my name.
Be nice to yourself.
Wow.
Yeah, I would think it's just a different format.
Yeah. Yeah, affirming yourself is very important. And I think this is the last slide here. That's the secret ingredient in everything. Which one is it? The love.
That's why I figured homemade, I don't usually, but when you said your grandma made them, they're homemade, I was like.
That's love, that's
I
love.
think not, you know, yeah.
And this is what always brings about the best product. Especially if it's genuine and sincere.
Yeah.
Right? If you're not doing it for any
Agenda.
selfish motive, right, or an agenda. And again, it's like the desire to give, it's greater to give than receive, right? The desire to give is greater than the desire to receive. But the desire to receive is given in order to extend. Now, that's the whole thing. Like, if you think of just like energy. Energy is as such where something is given and is goes back. You think of the waves, right? You think of the tide. It goes out, it comes back. There's a rhythm. And that's what life is. Life is a rhythm. And the more we can understand the rhythm of life and how love works, that's the rhythm of life and love. Love is a dance. Right?
You got to kind of slow down, so you don't miss anything.
Yeah, that is true. I love that word. You do gotta slow down sometimes because haste and rushing things never
Right,
end up.
sometimes you run right into the summer, it's like,
Yeah.
okay, I
It's
should.
over your head now. It's like, oh, I can't swim.
And you get it right in body service, right?
Yeah.
Take it into,
Yeah.
so,
Definitely.
going back to the animal thing, did you guys ever watch that, play, the Wiz?
You talking about the old movie?
There's the Wizard of Oz, and then they
With Michael Jackson and
Diana
Diana
Wiz.
Ross. You know?
No, this is like the pre-story. This is how Linda the Good Witch got to be known as the Good Witch.
Oh, no.
And Eveline, how she got to become
Wow.
known as the Evil Witch. When actually in the prequel, in the before story, they were actually different. Linda the Good Witch was narcissistic, and she was all about self. And Eveline, she was the giver. But circumstances came when she was supposed to dress up, but friends of Linda gave her this ugly dress, black, and, not very attractive. She had this hat she was going to wear that was beautiful, but instead people gave her this crumpled up hat, pointed. Someone gave her something to drink that turned her skin green. And so that was what she looked like to everybody else. But then here's Linda, with not a thought in her head, right? And she was praised and glorified for that. But it had a lot of social commentary in it. But one of the things was that one of the mentors at this special school they attended was an animal and very intelligent. And like I said, he was the instructor. And the thing he was telling
The animal was the instructor?
yes, had many talents, super intelligent. I'm gonna say maybe a goat, because I remember horns, but I probably have to look at it again, but,
This is in the book, right?
no,
This is real life.
this is the prequel.
Right, this is the prequel.
Right, and his message to the kids or the
from the slave was that once upon a time, animals did speak, and they were very intelligent, but they were all inclusive. But because there was this one faction that didn't agree with their ideas, they were imprisoned for their ideas. And so then they spoke up less and less and less, until his message was they lost their voice. His message to her was, don't ever lose your voice. Always speak up. Yeah. So that was just one of the lessons.
Well, people don't know, like I said, there's other animals, like, pigs is an example because people see them as filthy. And, you think of a pig rolling in mud or something. It's like, are you kidding? Pigs are part of the people, and that's not to be funny or demeaning. It is what it is. But again, the two things that people assume pets don't have feelings, that they're not intelligent, and that's not true at all. They just communicate differently. It's like we communicate because we're all speaking English here today.
Right.
But animals know how to communicate. They just don't speak English.
I think the service animals, they're service animals that people would have to listen. An animal, a dog, can sense when the meeting's about to come and get the person to lay down and do all that because they're in tune. It's like they have a genuine love for the person that they're.
It's so innocent and honest, and they don't have an agenda.
They even have dogs now that can sniff out cancer.
That's right. That their emotional intelligence and their intellectual intelligence is much more superior to ours. Like I feel that it's like, and people can believe what they want. That's on them. But other people like try and demean me for being vegetarian, and that's
I'm vegetarian.
and they would be like, that's the what is the evolution or the animal chain? What's the word? The food chain. Basically, they're they
Like you're supposed to.
the food chain. Like they say, oh yeah, the Bible says to eat animals and all this, and I don't know. Or like my stepdad, when I was a kid, he told me, because I stopped eating meat as a very young child, and vegetarianism was not trendy. It is now, but it wasn't then. He used to say horrible things to me, mock me, and say, oh, you're a vegetarian, vegetarians don't have a brain, they're stupid. I'm like, wow. Okay, dude, you're like 50 now, you've had 2 heart attacks, and you're overweight. It's like, yeah, keep eating that sausage pizza and go to drive to a Burger King.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know.
Listen to the exercises I'm going to share with you all.
Okay.
These are Chi Gung exercises. They're going to be very basic, very, very simple. 5 moves we're going to learn. So, postures and everything. So, you're going to open up, you got a good shoulder width, okay? You're going to relax your shoulders again, get that good posture with your neck. Okay, your hands are going to be like pretty much cupped underneath your navel, okay? So, what you're going to do with this is you're going to open your hands and inhale. Imagine you're forming a ball. Inhale, and exhale, just come right down. Nice and slow. Inhale up. Exhale down. You want to create a circle of energy. Do 5 times. Inhale up. Exhale down.
You're not moving your head, just your arms.
Just your arm. You can really bring your knees up, and then you can kind of sit, you can maybe go down a little bit. You can do that, or you can just stay at this nice posture. Nice and correct. One more after this.
Bring your knees up and down.
So it's like it's standing right. So it's like if your hands come down, you're not sitting with me. So now you come up, you're standing, and then you come down, you're kind of sitting. Okay. So from here, what we're going to do, we're going to go out, you can stand out, you can stand, and then come together and contract. You want to squeeze a little bit as you contract. Keep your hands open like this. And you want to keep like the ball of energy right here between your hands. Okay, so the ball is not in your hands. Okay, so you now fan it out, and you contract. Fancy contraction, right? Inhale out, exhale in. Inhale out. One more after this. Out. Now what we're going to do circle here. So just rub your hand in the circle, nice and slow. You're gonna do 5 full respirations, okay? So inhale, feel your belly and your chest. Exhale to get all the energy out. Now reverse the direction. You want to imagine as if you can feel the energy in between your hands. You really should. So you're focusing on what is in between your hands. Go. Bubble gum.
We say the what?
Go.
I feel like a coin.
Okay. So now put your right hand on top. Imagine like a rain stick. Keep your shoulders relaxed. And now you're just going to inhale and just turn it over. So now it's like you got a cup of water. You're just like mixing it up. Okay. So come back on top now. You're just turning it over. Okay. So inhale, turn your right hand on the bottom. Exhale, bring your right hand back on top. You're just turning it over. Inhale. So it's like you're at the driving wheel, okay? No steering wheel. So you just now I just pretend like I'm a steering wheel. So it's like you're making a right turn, okay? So you're making a right turn, hand is 12 and 6, and you turn back. Good. Now,
Your knees should be slightly bent.
relax. You never want to lock your knees out.
What I mean locked, but like,
Right, like
to be,
right.
not just it standing straight, but kind of down a little.
Like a baby horse stand. Good. One more. Inhale again on the right hand on the bottom. Exhale right hand on top. So now we want to do this motion, but we want to add something to it. I want you all to watch this. I'm going to come over here, my right hand's going to roll up, and I'm going to bring my left hand up and my left leg, okay? So I'm going to turn it over here. So your hand is like a puppet, like you're on a string here, okay?
It's good for balance too.
Awesome now. The same foot, the same hand is raised. And you want to marry the movement, so when it comes up, when it's down, okay? So you marry the breath, you marry the movement. You inhale up, exhale down. Up, down, up, one more each side. We're going to hold the same way we open. Hands on the bottom, right with your navel. Inhale up. Up. More. Great job, ladies. Come up.
Like an 8-minute working through, it was like, it was 3, and it's all female.
Yeah.
I want to correct something I just said. I was thinking of a Wiz with Diana Ross and Michael Jackson, but the name of the prequel is Wicked.
Oh.
Okay, I've seen that. I've seen that. Because
Right.
the cover has the wicked witch of the West
Right,
on
so
it.
you saw that.
I've seen
Right.
that. I've never read the book, but I've seen it. They have a
Yeah.
play of it, don't
The
they?
play, yeah,
Okay.
and that's
So
why
you're saying Glenda is good, even though they call her the bad witch, and Glenda, even though they call her the good witch, she's not.
well, you're right.
Often
Yeah,
that.
right. Evelyn is good.
Yeah, that's, kind of like, and the other thing I got out of that is that's kind of how history goes too. It all depends on who's telling
The
the story.
perspective, right?
Right.
Well, sometimes somebody's reputation when they're alive is very different than after they've passed away. Like a lot of artists, during their lifetime, and they became famous after they died.
Right.
And the founding fathers of this country, like John Adams, okay, he was the big one that was like, you know, this king is a prick, okay, the guy's a jerk. So, and everyone in Congress was like, the Continental Congress said, you're gonna go to history as a traitor. You're gonna get hung, and you're gonna go down in history and be known, be famous for being a traitor. And did he? No, he was, you know, he was a hero, but the point is that, you know, because they're thinking, you don't go against your own government, and that's exactly what they did. So my point is this, so sometimes, somebody's reputation when they're alive isn't the same as when they're gone.
Well, it's like one person's freedom fighter is another person's terrorist.
There you go.
You know,
Yeah,
it's about
exactly.
perspective too. I mean, people have different causes, they have different alliances, and so, you know, like.
And I'm not saying that people are good or bad, but it's just,
Right.
but again, it's just the reputations were like, you know, one being like totally unknown, the artist, and then he's,
Right.
you know, like a lot of ridiculously famous artists were not well known when they were alive. They were not considered good artists.
Well, but, and a lot of them too, that's not the only thing they were into, but that's what society decided to, recognize them for.
Right.
They might not, just like jazz musicians here in the United States, you know, you might not be able to get your CD off the ground here, but you go to Paris, you go to Japan,
Right.
and you're a rock star.
And again, I think the point that you really raised with you is that people's experiences can really make them bitter.
Right.
Right, so when you think of Eveline, she wasn't that way in the beginning, but someone gave her this black dress, pointed hat, and gave her this and made her skin, she's bitter now, right?
Well, and she wasn't, but,
Oh, so she was trying to get back at people? She was angry, just was bitter, maybe she was trying to get
she
back.
was still the same person she was internally. But she was a thinker, she was a smart girl, but, she had loftier ideas, you know, she was more about expansion. Whereas Linda was all about self, right? And my bedroom has to be pink, and I've got to have a pink matching outfit for my little dog Toto, right? And,
Well, that was Dorothy, that's dog Toto, not Linda.
well, that's true. But Linda, though, she had to, you know, she was about self, and she had to have this matching, that matching.
Thank you all for watching this long life service. We're gonna sign off.
Beautiful,
Peace and
whatever,
blessings.
yeah, take me out.
Yeah, I'm stop.